Sexploitation, white perverts film young Asian girls and upload them to YouTube. Encouraged by his unsuspected success, millions of Chinese felt offended. Mission accomplished. David Bond decided to make this formula of guaranteed scandal his business model. He and his friend traveled to Korea and Japan next, with the purpose of hitting on East Asian girls and of uploading their exploits to the World Wide Web. And when the public cried exploitation, the scammers defended their activities by saying that as pickup artists they want to empower men, which sounds kind of noble, until you see how they harassed, stalk, and record random girls in train stations, on their way home, at McDonald's. You name it. YouTube sadly encourages this form of entertainment. In fact, it happens everywhere in America. In case you haven't noticed, absolutely shameless tubers are going about public spaces or ride public transports, filming each and everybody without consent. You were filmed in a very uncomfortable or embarrassing situation? Your problem. Now back to the situation in East Asia. Western pickup artists have gotten completely out of control here. When white males flock to the Far East with the goal of romping as many Asian chicks as possible, society is sick. Right? Wrong. Sick is the new cool. Don't be another clueless foreigner. Mr. Bond's website boasts. Unbelievable sexist. David Bond and his buddy, Alex, are hitting Japanese women in train stations, parks, bars, everywhere. All on camera. Attention seekers and sociopaths mainly from the US, or based in the US, are now filming unsuspecting girls in subway stations, in clubs, in swimming pools, and even in the very popular photo booths in Asia. Photo booths are popular sections in shopping malls or game centers where young people, mostly girls, take cute pictures with their friends. Chances are that for any hot girl in a public place there are not only 100 pairs of eyes peeping at her, but also some goons with a camera pointed at her gaze, immortalizing the wink of her shy skirt. Those pics or stalker videos are then shared on internet forums, Reddit, Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and other social networks, as coaching advice. And while the CIA blokes overlooking Tokyo from Minato Ward may be secretly laughing their rears off at the great misfortune sexploitation causes to the reputation of Japan, the U.S. Ambassador Extraordinary to Japan, Ms. Carolyn Kennedy, will obviously not be thrilled by the great misfortune sexploitation causes to the reputation of the United States of America. David Bond, do these girls know they are exploited on film? David Bond, pickup artist preys on women in Japan train stations. David Bond takes whatever he gets. In Japan, most public spaces, especially those frequented by families with young kids, won't allow taking pictures and videotaping people. Peepers and voyeurs are believed to be everywhere now. Many schools ban smartphones altogether, trying to stem against the tide of massive sexual innuendo and internet bullying. But still, in Japan sexism is rampant, and it remains the all-favorite place for white Western males in particular who don't have to remind the Japanese of the massive U.S. military presence in Tokyo and Okinawa. White men are not expected to learn Japanese. Not expected to play by the rules. Not expected to assimilate. White men are entitled to boast about how easy it is to trick Asian women into having sex with them. As a white man in Tokyo you do what you want, just say Pokemon or Pikachu and take her. Brags Julian Blank, whom German politicians try to stop from entering Germany. Julian Blank assaults Japanese women, in convenience stores, no problem. David Bond, did you know there's a way to invite a Japanese girl home where she will never say no? Dash is believed to have been inspired by another pickup artist, Julian Blank, who was denied visa in the UK and several other countries, the BBC reports. Both men employ misogyny, racism, and con artistry to offend as many people as possible, which then attracts the media, which then translates into notoriety and money. Next Shark, an online news portal, cries Bond, who in real life is David Chamble from California, makes a living by getting laid by Asian women. Mr. Bond's aim seems to be to reenact the successes of his idolized predecessor, Julian Blank. Mr. Blank morally destabilized the entire Japanese nation in 2014 by threatening to re-enter the country. The Japan Times reports that a petition much resembling the one in the UK collected about 36,000 signatures to keep the misogynistic pickup artist Julian Blank away from the island on the edge of the world. The Time magazine asked, "Is this the most hated man in the world?" and quotes a spokeswoman from End Violence Against Women Coalition saying, "His so-called pickup coaching promotes behavior amounting to sexual harassment and sexual assault. His comments and abuse of Asian women are deeply racist. This is gonna make her so comfortable. Especially the camera and the entire internet." The Japan Times further explains that forcible indecency, kaiusai weizetsu, is a serious crime in Japan. But then, the Japan Times is in collaboration with powerful American interest groups, the New York Times, say, so there's really nothing the Japanese can do about white Western men having a blast with Japanese women. If these were Indians, or black guys, or people from the Middle East, hell would break loose. Besides, YouTube is an American company. YouTube couldn't care less about Japanese feelings and sensitivities. So, of course other pickup artists such as Mr. Bond will want to replicate this Western surefire formula of instant celebrity, no? David Bond and collaborator stalk women in photo booth. 3 David Bond pickup artist preys on women in photo booth sections. David Bond pickup artist, films Asians underskirts with impunity. David Bond pickup artist goes East Asia. 2 David Bond, Japanese girl from Starbucks to bedroom. Don't get us all wrong on this. Not every pickup artist is a pervert or moral degenerate. But all of them are money scams, or worse. One never take no for an answer from a woman predator who goes by the name of Rushvi, wrote several books and got millions of followers, simply by promoting legal rape and saying things like, "To me, any woman is by default a whore." As to the consequences of Mr. Bond's exploiting Asian women this way, all is rather sicko, and, as the Japan Times states, highly illegal. Yes, as the con artists will tell you, filming in public places in America is not illegal. But doing so in Japan with the intention of exploiting women, or making a show of their vulnerability, or to produce material that is offensive to any reasonable person and will obviously stop women from enjoying stepping and walking in public spaces, is clearly a disturbance of public order. The girls in Mr. Bond's videos are encircled, touched, hugged, pulled, kissed, and always hustled into lowering their guards for a few seconds that they might regret all their life. Sexploitation is a Western $1 million business, and its sly entrepreneurs are getting more and more creative in justifying their means. Where this is all going, nobody can tell. Where they are going, that we know for sure, to Asia where the women never say no. Bond sensu nice. He say he wished to share happy moment with whole world. America is dream country of me.